Castle, trees, water, more trees. Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony, but everything changed when the Zodiacs attacked. Only the Blues Pops, masters of literally none of these elements, could stop them. But when the world needed them most, their crews sank. 10 years passed, and Winterpop discovered her old diary, and although her journeying skills were great, she has a lot to discover within the pages that were smeared by the ravages of time, and also the ocean. But I believe Winterpop can save the world. Oh, I took off one image and it didn't take off the other one. That's weird. Anyways, here I am. Oh, this background is a little bit boring. I wonder if there's a thing that Restream has added recently that could potentially fix some of that. Okay, there we go. Yeah, they've added new backgrounds, and I noticed yesterday, and I didn't realize as it was progressing. I'm realizing that might be a little bit distracting, but we'll see how it goes for the time being. So yes, well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Motor speaking. Welcome back to another episode of Gacha Review, and as promised, today we are tackling the Blues Pops. We have returned to it once again after the powerhouse reveal last time that, of course, was the Ella Gem. But yeah, that's if you don't know what the Ella Gem actually was, it was the revelation that came from either Pollux or Castor. They sort of chastised each other for it. So we now know the source of power of the Zodiacs. So we are in fact a little bit closer to defeating them, or at least knowing how. Interesting that there is a common ground source of power this time that we've got to deal with. But anyway, either way, we're going to check the chat first, and then we'll go in. So Emily, of course, noticed the intro I just did in the description as well. So we have those things: castle, trees, water, and autumn. I too am confused, and yes, I can see that. I can see you do strike me as the person who would be an autumn bender. Yes, or at least from the autumn autonomous region. That's the name of the nation. Anyway, let me just check. Kenobi had to withdraw the offer to be a guest because of a friend situation. Which is a shame because apparently Better Sleep and Hope Not Crazy. By the way, KW's uploaded the most a clip from the previous stream. When I said it needs to be just from this video, what I meant was not one individual scene from that video, just the entire thing, but oh well. We've also got the actual creator here, or at least I think so. Depends if she's actually left by this point, because it took a while to set up again. But yeah, Ballet Pops episode 3 is making slow progress as A, lifestyle makes one busy, and B, I kind of hit a bit of writer's block in the middle of an episode, so I'm a bit stuck and don't know what to do. It has been known to happen, understandable. But oh well, obviously, I'm glad that you're taking your time with it, and it seems like Johnny is also going through a bit of writer's block at the moment. So yeah, it seems to be going around a fair bit, but it happens. Burnout is a thing that is difficult to get out of, but I guess I don't know if it's burnout necessarily, because it's a new series, but I wouldn't call it that yet. Never mind. We've also got Fox here, and we also have Josh, and okay, there we go. Yeah, it does seem like people have people are noticing the intro, but hopefully it will become less apparent when we actually watch the video. We'll see. Actually, that's probably going to be fairly distracting. Maybe I should actually go to just get one of the more static ones. Okay, here you go. Here's one that's nice and blue. Just so people aren't being slowly hypnotized by leaves. Because as we know from yesterday, leaves are apparently the anti-hypnosis method. Truly infallible. That's what I like to think. Anyways, without further ado, on with the review. Oh, I forgot about that cat. Good grief. How did I block that out of my mind? The only things I've been catching are several lines from the Backstreet Boys reunion tour. I'm glad that someone else knows what Backstreet Boys reunion tour is in reference to. That's one rabbit hole that you can't make so many specific references to, because otherwise people just wonder what you're talking about. But anyway, whatever. Dear Diary, it's me. Today, Majesty told us the story of the Ella Gem. Once again, Majesty knew everything all along, but oh well, Majesty is the Dumbledore of the Pops franchise. And what she was organizing yesterday. Hello, ladies. I presume you know why I brought you up here. Majesty, you presume a lot of people know a lot of things, but oh well. Yes, I can't wait to hear the story of the Ella Gem. And then we can use it to defeat the Zodiacs. Well, seeing your enthusiasm, let me begin. Good music, I just wish it didn't attack me. Well, it seems to be gone now. I don't know what happened with this part of the video. It seems to have just vanished. Avalonia has a sister planet. Okay, here's the music. A sister planet? I never knew that. You know, me, the Avalonia expert, you know what I mean? Well, that's probably because I didn't tell you. The sass from Majesty today. Alright, fine then. Anyway, it's called Elitopia. It's a planet of 4 elemental realms. At the very northern tip of Elitopia is the Royal Kingdom, where the Queen reigns. Isn't it kind of redundant saying royal and kingdom? If something's a kingdom, that already implies there's a monarchy in place, right? You don't have to say Royal Kingdom. Oh, Shadi's here. You're next. You're next, Shadi. You're on the list. Anyway, at the very southern end of the cliffs of Caruleon, where the Ella Gem was protected. That's not a full sentence. Oh, sorry, it is. Never mind. I was expecting something else to come from that, but never mind. That was my mistake. Then there are the 4 elemental realms. Oh, so those things don't count. Okay, fine. Sure. Salorium, or Kalorium, potentially. Don't know which one. The Air Kingdom in the sky. Terratus, the Earth Realm, known for its festival days. Okay, I'm noticing a pattern here. So Sailor reminds me of Cielo, which is the Spanish word for sky, so I'm guessing that has some Latin roots to it. Terra, obviously, comes from, you know, Latin for Earth, so I'm thinking that that is the connection here. Yep, there we go. Aqua, once again, water. Yep. Aquavia, or Aquavia, the water realm located in the ocean. Oh, it's Chalorium. Oh, okay. I see. All right, then. You pronounced the Italian way. Fair enough. And Flammatis. I don't know if Flame actually is Latin rooted or not. Anyway, the Fire Realm, home to a fierce dragon. Only one, though. Everyone else is this creature, I suppose. I did get the impression that the autumnal trees were supposed to be a reference to the land being fire or something like that, but yeah, the joke of the more trees was just too tempting. Oh, hold on. I missed a line. It's all Latin based, also pronounced the Latin way. Okay, there we go. The only inhabitants brave enough to still live there are the fire sprites. I feel like that's because they're adapted to live there and nowhere else. I don't see these creatures leaving and setting up a home in Aquavia, for example, or Aquavia. But one day, someone stole the Elogem from its home at the cliffs of Cerulean. Was it the dragon? They divided the power into 4, separating the elements and making them individual. Weren't they already? There's a nation for every element. Doesn't that already imply that they're divided? If you have a location for one specific element where that specific element thrives, that's already a rift. What more do you want? Do you want to saw the planet into quarters? Home of the hot-colored highlighters. That too. What power was... All the A's are long A's. I forgot which sound was long versus short. What power was left in the Elogem latched itself onto 4 items in Elitopia, 1 from each realm. Okay, from Any Wonder It's a History episode. Not much more progression story to tell at the Bon, this is a prequel. They're not dead yet. In fact, not at all, because of Jasper Season 2. Ah. Anyway, from Tellurium it was a golden feather. From Terratus it was a lyre. From Aqua it was some of the coral sand. Some of it? Not even all of it? Just whatever's in that jar? Is coral sand rare? Because you didn't establish that, Majesty. Is coral sand meant to be rare? And yeah, KW had a friend emergency, so yeah, no guests. No one wanted to be here. Anyway, and from Flammatis it was the dragon's fire, which is also a stone, I guess. I guess it would be too much to ask if it was like the fire inside the dragon's stomach or lungs, because that would be having to be constantly replenished. Either that or it's just a reference to Dragon's Flame from Winx Club. Anyway, the only way to get the Elogem back is to gather all of the items and bring them together. But surely that's already happened, right? If the Elogem is the source of the Zodiac's power, that's not implying the separated forms of the Elogem. That's meant to say the Elogem, right? That's what Pollux said. The Elogem. So they've already done the work for you, right? I would have thought so. Okay. How do we get there if it is on another planet? Oh yeah, gee, I wonder. It's not like you all have teleportation powers or anything, or you're inside a spaceship currently. Yeah, there's no way to access another planet. Yeah, you really stumped me there. By spaceship, yeah, obviously. By spaceship it is about a month and a bit, but there is a quicker way. Yeah, and also the fact that the Elogem has to be on Earth because the Zodiacs are using it for their power, unless they're sending channeling power like from a long distance satellites or something to themselves, which why would you bother setting that up? Just take it with you. What is it? Teleportation? Well, in one of the Avalonian oceans, there is a portal on the water that takes you directly there. Okay, it's not underwater, it's on the water. Okay, that's fine. All you need to do is travel through the portal and you'll end up in Elitopia. Really? This is so exciting! You're going to be even more excited when you find out what I was organizing. Oh, yeah, that's right. We've got to come back to this. Enough of that boring plot nonsense. Let's see what's today's thing, Majesty. They did take the Ella gem. Ares has it in his possession and keeps it on him at all times. Yeah, and Ares is here, so what are they doing exactly? In a couple of weeks, you ladies will be performing on a cruise ship. Ah, there it is. There it is, Bon. And the cruise ship also happens to be going through the portal to Elitopia. So you want them to wait for 2 weeks? Because otherwise they kind of have to go to Avalonia now and solve the Elegen thing? Or you say that they should wait and this is the moment to strike? Meanwhile, the Zodiacs are still doing whatever it is that they're doing. Is that how that's supposed to work? Like, what? Okay. Yeah, Bon is processing what is just happening right now. Although I will say one positive thing, this is like quadruple the amount of time that they used to get to prepare for a pop concert. Normally, it's just a spur of the moment thing, which kind of makes sense because the pops in general also they got a spontaneously burst into song all the time, so they don't really need any rehearsal time and such. But yeah, they're giving themselves time to actually. Yeah, I guess as Ghosty says here, say goodbye to their families. Yeah, that works. We'll go with that for now. It's kind of sad to look at you by someone who's this. Well, if by all means, you're welcome to join me if you want. We have got like 1/3 of the episode left, but yeah. What? That's so cool. That is a cool setup, to be fair. Having, I mean, if you do have portal technology, imagine if we had portal technology over here, we would just use it all the time for commercial travels and stuff like that. So yeah, that'd be a pretty awesome way to implement that. We can sing and then find the items. I guess it would save you a second journey, yeah. Better get home and work on some lyrics then. See, they're actually rehearsing this time. This was primed to be the greatest of all of the pop concerts because they actually have prep time. They get Batman's greatest wish, enough preparation time in order to win. Yes, good idea. You can't sing without a song. Yeah, you also can't sing without a larynx. What's your point? That's what a weird sentence, Majesty. Got a wicked sore throat from straight over. Before you say that you do this all the time, I don't talk as much as you. I was actually going to reference the fact that you remember that those times that KW had a sore throat and you were constantly saying, rest and rest. I just love that. Yeah, you know it. But I do understand because, obviously I was a few days ago, I was in recovery pretty much. And then I had to put myself in recovery again because of the other lines, but whatever. Let me just do as mosh too hard. Back to what you need to talk. Gotta take antibiotics. Yeah, everyone seems to be getting sick, including me, but yeah, you guys more so. And that's it. That's it. This episode was a history lesson and a conversation. What? Really? That's all we're gonna get this time. Not gonna lie, we're only 26 minutes into this stream, and it feels like I don't know. I could continue, but then again, peak viewership and viewer retention would be better with shorter videos. Yeah, while I mull it over, let's have some oh, there's another scene. Oh yeah, sorry. I'm so used to seeing this at the end. Never mind. Oh my goodness, I think I might have accidentally guilt tripped Ghosty instead of Bon. Ghosty, you don't have to do this. Ghosty, no. I say as I actively search for a username on Discord. Oh no, how did you get this link? Oh my goodness, there's no way. Anyway. Let's keep going. That's the story of the Ella Gem and how we're going to get it back. Oh wait, no, never mind. I was going to say this is all written in past tense. Yeah. Okay. Oh no, Ghosty, how did you get this link? You're here. My goodness.
Streets back. All right.
It certainly is.
Anyway, aside from that, and that's it.
I knew that was what got you. I didn't realize that there is another scene after this.
Like, there is another scene after this, but for Winter Pop to be like, well, that's it. What?
I mean, that is the ending for most episodes, but it rings especially true this time because basically nothing happened. Majesty told them a story, arranged for something during that same conversation, and that was it. That's all we got. So it does feel like that's it this time.
They're going to perform on the cruise ship. It's going to be the greatest pops ever on the cruise ship. Nothing terrible is going to happen, guys.
We've been working on the song already, and we're thinking we're going to call it On a Mission.
That's a terrible name.
I mean, honestly, you see the Total TV stuff that they come up with. It's literally just the same titles as songs that were in the charts at the time of the episode's release, but they are distinct songs that have nothing to do with the original.
Also, Bon, like, you're talking to the same person who has a caffeine addiction. I know it won't get better if I don't rest it. Shut up. I'm not KW. I know what I'm doing.
Anyway, I'm going back to writing the lyrics. Interesting, it was Safari Pop that said to time to find some lyrics, but it's Winter Pop writing the song. I thought it was going to be Safari Pop.
Maybe Safari Pop was like, yeah, I gotta find some lyrics. Maybe she and Winter Pop are kind of co-writing?
Potentially. Either that or Winter Pop was like, your lyrics are terrible, let me solve this problem for you.
That's kind of like when I look at Aiden's thumbnails and I'm like, your thumbnails are horrible. Here, let me do it for you.
Or when Emily looks at designs. The US designs are... Although I've been doing the opposite recently. For the new show, there's this one specific character who is an old man. And so of course, yeah, Emily has the prompt because like the character descriptions are there. And then I just get like a submission for the character that looks like he's like fresh out of university or something. Like it looks about the same age as me. And it's like, is that what you think of when you think of old man? I hope not.
Like, fresh out of university isn't even that old. That's around my age.
Exactly. That's precisely my point. So yeah, I did mix that, and I did make the alterations. So yeah, the character does look old now.
Oh God,
also, this
I'm
was
old.
probably this was probably Winter's last diary entry. Well, remember, there's 2 weeks before the concert's supposed to take place, so it
I
might
can
not be. But then again,
I
if
can
nothing else
just
happens,
I could just think of the diary entry after this being like, "Oh, boys, it's school. I can't wait
yeah.
to be put on a boat with a bunch of girls."
If I were Ares in this situation, and I found out that two of my subordinates had let loose the secret source of everyone's power in the Zodiacs, I would be, well, first of all, I would set furniture on fire because that's what Ares does, but I would also be extremely paranoid and double down the efforts to get rid of the blues pops, which is ultimately, yes, okay, that's ultimately what the cruise is going to be, but still, there's a 2 week time frame before that even happens, and they don't know the cruise is going to be organized. They don't know that's going to be the way that's there. And also, we know for a fact it's not even going to be them that does the anyway. So as the Zodiacs, I'd be
So,
like, okay,
okay, okay, okay,
we
okay,
gotta we gotta
okay,
come up with
but
something here.
all right, let me get this straight. So there are like main villains that are after the blues pops, and they're not even the ones that sink the ship in the end.
From what I remember, it was Karina and crew that seemed to be. I'm pretty sure that's a distinct team.
What?
Unless I'm forgetting, the Zodiacs do have a lot of members. I could be forgetting that Karina was part of them, but I'm pretty sure that, her operation is entirely independent.
Probably, but we gotta acknowledge there are 12 members of the Zodiac. 13,
Yeah, because Castor and
if I
Pollux, yeah,
go. Yeah.
But yeah, also, yeah, you've got 13 members there, and they've been sent on individual missions so far, which has been fine up until the point that the source of your power has been discovered, and then suddenly it's like, oh no, I've got to do something here. So there you go. Oh, it's her parents. Okay, well, I mean, she was name dropped in she was name dropped in Disco Pop's revival, so I thought, yeah, I'm sure that she's physically present at least. Anyway, let's have Winter Pop from the past. Ah, yes, and of course it turns out, yes, it is in fact Ares that was the one who took the Ella Gem, and apparently also the one who shattered it, according to Majesty's story.
Oh,
So
that one guy with the weird colors are here.
yeah, but also okay, yeah, this is the crew. This is what we were just talking about. Oh, and Dr. Ruin's here too. Nice. Yeah, but yeah, I'm just I'm thinking because if Ares wanted to use the Ella Gem itself as a source of power for all of the Zodiacs, why bother smashing it? So either Majesty's story is incorrect, which is entirely possible because, history written by the victors and all that stuff. But or Ares had second thoughts and realized, oh wait, smashing this thing that has the pure essence of all the elements was a horrible decision. I'm going to use the entire thing. Let's mend it immediately. And that's why. Because again, Pollux didn't say the shattered remains. He just said the Ella Gem. Anyway. Alright, I've brought you here for a very important reason. I need a favor from you. What is it? Well, Dr. Kittens. Oh yeah, I forgot. He's still Dr. He's not Dr. Ruin yet. That's right, because it's prequel. Yeah, should have known that. Thank you for gathering today for today's furniture execution. Commence the fire. Yeah, okay. Go on the right. That's oddly familiar. I don't know if you have seen that character yet, but we certainly have. I guess the yellow and blue is, I suppose, we mentioned that yesterday. It's about the blues pops. What about them? Are they getting in your way? Yes, and soon there'll be even more in the way. You see, one of my members.
Jacob, due to Ares' total design, being as brown as it is, I can hardly see anything. He blends in with the background.
Yeah, the fact that you said being as brown as it is the indication there. It's mostly red.
Oh no.
Yes, it's mostly like varying shades of red.
Delicious.
Of course. Anyways, by the way, I guess I was right. He did hit that the Ares did immediately. It didn't call a meeting with his members, I guess, but with some other leaders of villain associations. That must be why it ends up being somebody else who dispatches of the blues box. And now they're going to search for the items to get back the Ella Gem and strip our powers away. But you have the Ella Gem. If they gather the items, the Ella Gem fly out of your pockets. I don't think that's how it works. I know the story said that that's part of it. That's where the remaining magic is. But there's a big leap from that to suddenly being able to perform a perfect summoning charm across planets. So I ask for you to split them up for me, so they can never do that. Only split them up. Yeah, don't do anything else. That's too hardcore for this Gacha series. Since you have succeeded in some of your plans before, I love the emphasis on the sum of the plans there. That just sums up Dr. Kittens very nicely.
I just can't stand the name Dr. Kittens.
Apparently it's German. I don't know what he was going for there. There was like a one sentence explanation in season 1 of Super Pops, and that was it. Oh hey, KW's back. Hey, what about me? Yeah, the character on the right here looks like you, basically. Anyway, and what do we get in return for splitting them up? I almost went to Falbuti's voice there. No, wrong character. How about having 3 of my members in the group? Your group join. Sorry. How about 3 members in your group down the track when you need more? Okay. I've never heard the down the track phrase before. I don't know. Must be an Australian thing. And 10 grand. What would have been really funny is if there was a pause there and they all just stay like stone-faced in silence, and then suddenly, oh, and 10 grand. Oh, we got a deal there. They really all spring to action. That's the kind of joke that you can pull off with that's probably a bit better if the series were voice acted, because then you could do like, incoherent mutterings at the same time. It's a bit difficult with speech bubbles, but I'm sure it's possible. Anyway, we're not disappointing you. And there you have it. Yeah. In return, your first real salary. Okay, they're not really on his payroll. This is essentially like several mafia groups meeting up together to, unite against a common enemy or something.
Unite against a common enemy to trade stocks.
Yes.
I don't know what people do.
Yes, the thing that mafia groups are known for the most: stock trading.
No, I mean stocks as in like a supply and stuff.
Okay, yeah, that.
Most mafia stories include drug trade of some kind.
They do, yes. I've never heard it referred to as stocks. That was what threw me off. But yes, you're right.
Like, where else would they get their money other than stocks? Drugs don't pay anything nowadays.
Gentlemen,
but
thank you for joining.
In the US,
today, our target is Wall Street.
But now that the stock market in the US is kind of tanking since the coronavirus, I guess, the mafia isn't doing too well on this stock trade either.
Toilet paper. I told you we gotta invest in toilet paper. There was a bunch of people stockpiling that. It's a solid investment.
They were all avoiding some of the Backstreet Boys reunion tour.
I don't know about you, your boss, but I think the video game industry is the future. You see, there's a new game, Animal Crossing New Horizons, that everyone is downloading and playing at the same time. We gotta invest in that.
We gotta invest in Microsoft.
I like the way you think. That's why you're my godson. Oh my goodness. Tell me you know
This is
nothing
dumb.
about Mafia without telling me you know nothing about Mafia.
Like, what do I look like? The type of girl who reads like mafia romance novels? No, I mostly absorb memes from around the internet and just inject them randomly into
Now
conversation.
that I think about it, I haven't done many reviews of like Mafia boss gacha videos. There's tons of them.
Like, I don't touch those for a reason, mostly because it reeks of child who knows nothing about mafia writing about the mafia.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but as we've just proven right now, that can be funny.
Yeah, that can be funny. Actually, I'm kind of tempted to like make a short about a bunch of people sitting around the table being like, "Drugs ain't doing it anymore, Jemmy. We gotta get into the stock trade."
And then suddenly out of nowhere they switch talking about like I don't know like NFTs or cryptocurrency or something like that.
Oh no, I was about to say the NFT market is gone.
Well, yes, of course, but
NFT bros are out of a job.
okay, yes, but like I mean the blockchain is still there as a concept. I'm sure there's going to be something else that comes up.
Oh, trust me, there's as long as there's a block trade, there will most likely be lots of block trade scams.
And yes, Bon, I pulled an avatar in the description. I read that out as the intro of this stream beforehand.
I was about to say, if 2020 has taught me anything, the Backstreet Boys reunion tour sucks, and as long as there is a concept for a thing, there will most likely be a lot of people trying to scam innocent goobers into buying a lot of stuff.
That should be like another rule of the internet, like I don't know, like rule 143 or something. If it exists, there's a scammer for it.
What do you mean? There is a scam for everything already.
I know, but you know, like
Like-
like the rules of the internet they
Student
list out.
loans.
Yeah,
Like student loans are the biggest legal scam.
yes, I'm again referring specifically to that concept, but anyway, whatever. The joke is dead now. Pros and cons of the episode. Well, let's see. Pros is that is gone.
Like, my con is that, again, there was not much going on. It was just a bunch of characters standing around and talking about a thing while looking blankly at each other with a deep, meaningless stare.
At least
They don't even blink, for God's sake.
At least in between. Yeah, that's true. You can't move. Pull that up in screenshots. Yeah, but at least we had in the middle of this, during Majesty's actual story, we had not only the narrator feature from Gacha Club being used, one of the only times I've seen that, who isn't me.
Yeah, it's not often we see that being used.
Yeah, but also,
Mostly people converse with each other through broken speech bubbles.
yeah, and even sometimes you see people who go down, like they go down, like their characters, they move them down, and then they just have the speech bubble as if those were the captions, which I'm pretty sure is why Luname introduced that feature in the first place, the narrator one, and then for some reason I guess they didn't use it because people just decided for some reason still use Gacha Life, but I have no idea. Whatever. Yeah, but
Gacha Club? Nah, let's just keep using Gacha Life.
yeah,
The sequel will come out eventually.
I literally just
And then
watched.
the sequel came out and it's completely broken.
Yeah, I just watched a Beowulf video about Gacha memes, and that did come up as one of them. Just like like a car on a particular road, just going like straight ahead. Use Gacha Club. The curve was continue to use Gacha Life and other apps, and then the car that was like veering immediately to the right was just saying cringe Gacha tubers or something like that.
But like, I do like the like lore and history we got here.
Yeah, which
We have some of that, as opposed to most pop series that are like, well, there's pops now, they exist.
that was the objective of the video,
Why?
so it can say that the
Yes.
objective was achieved, and that part of the video,
Objective
that part of
achieved.
the video was the most interesting part because again we saw visually what was going on. That's kind of like what like early Fallen Angels was missing whenever it had like characters explaining stuff and just talking about like these concepts that Aiden wanted to introduce. He eventually course corrected during like late season 1, but early season 1 was where you just had people sitting down for a while. Hey, so tell me about the Angel's power set. Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. Yeah, so none of that in here.
Like there is pros and cons as to having your characters, sit down in storytime exposition. One of the pros is that, the exposition is being delivered to you. But one of the cons is that it's not very interesting.
Yeah, which is why.
Just like there's a pro and con for like show don't tell. Like you're showing us how the thing works by, obviously showing us how the thing works. But the one con is that, we don't know everything.
Which may or may not be a con, depending on what kind of story you want to tell, because that's the.
Yeah, like in Monster Compendium, you're not supposed to know everything. That's kind of the point.
Of course, yeah, Alpha Witch Academy. I haven't explained Erica's flashbacks. You can infer what happens because, I mean, I'm not exactly subtle about it, but I could have very easily kept the narration thing and just go like, "Oh, my name is Erica, and this happened to me in the past," and blah blah blah.
Alpha Witch, I'm glad you didn't do that because he would be pulling an Adam Code Purple, which for some reason did exposition better in the original than in the remake.
Yeah, because in the original, it was done through a flashback essentially. Like the first scene was reenacting the origins at the same time as happening. So like in this episode, we saw things visually as it was being narrated to us. At least then you got that across, but then the remastered version just took that away and just have raised it with one solitary background. They essentially pulled to go back to the Avatar example, they pulled an M. Night Shyamalan and used like 8 sentences to explain before any visuals came on with the movie.
That's because the M. Night Shyamalan Avatar is not very good.
Exactly. And that's why Adam Code Purple Remastered was also not very good.
Like, the word I remember, it's ingrained in my head. Just child Adam T-posing in his attic, and ever since then, people have been T-posing in their attic. Is that what men do? Do men just stand around and photosynthesize all day?
I mean, I feel like the attic would be a terrible place to do that because of lack of windows, but
Like, lack of windows, but you gotta think. It is the closest to the sun.
Okay.
But no, prime real estate for photosynthesizing. You gotta sit on your roof, man.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Mount Everest is technically the closest that anyone's going to get to the sun on Earth. Doesn't mean it's warm there.
You have a point.
Anyway, so yeah, the cons, obviously, like I said, nothing much really happens. I mean, it's that this stuff is good to like learn about, but also we don't really follow them doing anything else, and it's just like, hey, this is something that someone else told me today, so now I'm going to tell you in a different form. It's being relayed to us twice, and that's why it wasn't as interesting. Now that Alan Crabbe was mentioned, we're pulling a Siskel and Ebert today, just talking about like some other film while we're supposed to be reviewing a different one. They did that sometimes. I don't know, I still have a script for my own version of Alan Crabbe. I'm here for fun. I'm going to just continue writing that script. That is now the only version that exists, bear in mind, because that series is gone. So
other than the entirety of season 1 that we reviewed.
Oh well, yes.
That still hits my brain to this very day, and I still go back and watch that stream sometimes, and I'm like, God, that was.
Yeah, I think there's been like 4 different series or something on Gacha Review that have been or projects that have been deleted, and the only evidence of them existing now is that they're like are the reviews. There was Tearing the Bad Boy, which got deleted by YouTube. Beauty is Pain, written by the original creator. Adam Code Purple, original creator. Glamwit Academy, that's gone too. Original creator, deleted that one. Fairly certain. Yeah, that's at least 4. And I'm sure I'm forgetting some other ones. So yeah, you never know. But just it's either a case of like it's an eternal relief that something's been preserved, or someone's eternal shame. There's no in between. Oh well, that's it for now. So Disco Pop's original. Yeah, that's a good point. Disco Pop's original and Nice Pop's 6 series there that were either by YouTube or the original creators that are now preserved by Gacha Review of all things.
Like, I think that's very surreal, but also pretty touching in a way.
I even sent
Like you cared enough or hated these series enough to just sit down and talk about them, and now they're preserved on ice forever.
Yeah, I mean,
In a way,
yeah, because
unless this channel just spontaneously combusts.
oh, good lord, yeah, let's not put that energy into the world. But yeah, like like this is interesting because like I care about Gacha. Like the thing is that as soon as I heard about Gacha, like I realized, wow, this is something that has potential to be amazing, and it has been in some instances, and has not been in some others. So yeah,
Yeah, I'm just upset GL2 was rushed into release and it ended up not being very good.
yeah, I'm wondering now because it's supposed to be the end of the month is when the PC release actually finally comes out. I wonder if that's going to have the same like lack of features, or if it's going to be that's going to be the full version of the PC version, which is already usually a demo version anyway. I don't even know.
Like, I will say something about Gacha Life too. I have experienced so many bugs in my time making OCs on Gacha Life 2 that I don't want to touch the app. I just want to wait until, it spent some more time in the oven.
Yeah, I'm too stubborn to give up now, because by this point again I'm gonna do my best to get that video out as soon as possible, even if I'm the only person actually working on it, which I am at the moment, other than the few designs from Emily. Which was
Like, I'm working on Monster Compendium all by myself. Just me alone and a few voice actors, and it's taking a long time, but I'm not going to pull a Gacha Life 2 or Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, and I'm gonna wait until it's spent enough time in the oven to actually feel ready.
Yeah, I kind of set myself up for that, because the thing with this new show was that again it was supposed to be a fast collaboration between 3 different people in order to actually become like the first voice acted Gacha Life 2 project, and that was always the mission statement. And then suddenly, as soon as Gacha Life 2 came out, both of the other 2 like dropped out immediately, and suddenly I'm like, oh, this is not going to be fast anymore. I've got to actually
that's because that's mostly because you couldn't have predicted how absolutely broken mess Gacha Life 2 came out. It's not that it's just missing features, but sometimes while I'm changing other parts somewhere else on the body will randomly change.
Yes.
The pose will go back to default on its own with no prompting from me. It's just broken, man.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to. Well, my mission statement is to make the best thing I can possibly do in the moment, and then but also get the video out.
Like, I remember when I was making Ulrich in Gacha Life 2 and his eyeball, I was adjusting his leg and then his eyeball spontaneously disappeared.
Yeah, sometimes with that, I try to adjust some characters' torsos, it's like their limbs just start coming apart. Don't know about that one. But yeah, essentially we're all making the best out of a bad situation, or at least the people who aren't patient like everyone else on me.
I'm going to stick with Gacha Club. I'm not patient enough for Gacha Life 2 right now.
Stop rushing hyped projects. I haven't even said the name of the project. I am keeping minimal hype for this thing on purpose.
Unlike Monster Compendium, where I like name drop it every other stream, because I want there to be some hype. I'm still keeping it on the DL.
Yeah, I mean, there is definitely.
Mostly because Monster Compendium is still in development. I tried to edit while sick and noticed that in most of the drafts I've made while sick, there are a bunch of grievous there are a bunch of grievous mistakes. And Jacob, you've been privy to one of those. I sent you a screenshot.
Uh-huh. Let me get...
That one time when your eyes leave the back of your head.
Of course, yeah. That was the KW. The same thing that KW made a video about today, but not same idea, not the thing. I'm currently making an attempt to pick up Postcard as the flower pots. Well, once you finish that, be sure to DM me a video because you will go on the list for sure.
Yeah, you'll go on the list. Also, speaking of flowers, Flower Pot is like backing up all of their like videos in case something happens, which is a really smart choice that I thought a lot of people were doing to begin with, but apparently not.
Aiden has done that for not only for news but also for the Mutant Girl. I know that he has copies of all of those videos. The reason that I'm not consistent with backing up videos is because in the past I've run out of storage space, but also when I've like my issue, remember that whole like hard drive disaster from I think it was June or something. All of them were on there, so it didn't really help me in the long run. But that is a smart idea in general.
That's when you create a backup drive for the drive.
Of course, I just keep doing that and hoping it doesn't destroy itself. Yeah, it depends. Anyways, I think that's it for now. We can wrap the stream up on but half the stream was just a conversation after one guest showed up. It's very telling. But yeah, either way, we're done for now. Viewer retention has been fine on the stream itself. We'll see how it performs actual video. We'll see my analytics just like drop every like every other stream that happens. But oh well, it's fine. We had fun. That's what's important. So please either like or dislike because your opinion matters. So I don't know already. And on that note, until next time, farewell.